Am I already a co
Okay.
so I can share screen?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. This is a club that we built together to provide a safe space for women to share and to inspire each other, learning from a different host each week. So this morning we are very fortunate to have Joey Tayaban from the Philippines. It's 10 o'clock for her, and she's going to be our host this morning. And thank you again, everyone, for attending this session right now. And Joey, if you don't mind, if you would share a little bit about your background and tell us why you decided to choose this topic, and then you can take it from there. Thank you, Joey.
Thanks, Rini. By the way, I can't share my screen yet. You have to make me a co-host. All right.
Okay,
But hi,
I'll make
guys.
you. Good morning, Kim. I'm gonna make Joey host.
Good
We're
In
going.
morning.
here. Okay, Joey, you're now host, so you can
Oh,
share your screen.
thanks so much, Rini. Hi, guys. I'm Joey from the Philippines. And I have 5 kids. We homeschool our children. Some of you have already gotten to know them. We practice law of attraction for over 10 years already. And I'm a public speaker here in the Philippines, and we love sharing everything that we have learned from law of attraction, from our mentors, Tony Robbins. And I love doing personality test because that's how I actually have learned that as we age, we have to really get to know ourselves because in getting to know ourselves, we're really able to get to know other people too. You know what I mean? Because when we were younger, we were just reacting to circumstances, to people. But as we grow older and we get to know ourselves, that's why I love doing personality tests. As I get to know myself, I'm able to resist to just react, but instead try to discern what's going on. Why do I hate this person? Why is she giving me this kind of feeling? So it's really internalizing everything that's happening. So and that's what I love doing. And I love sharing this to people. I know that some of you have taken the test, but I also learned that when you take it like after a few months or just a few years, the answers change. So I just mentioned in our group that it used to be that I don't like receiving gifts. I never did. However, like just recently when I took this test again, it's my top priority now. My love language is not receiving gifts. So I guess I have changed. All right, so let's start. I'm going to share my screen, guys. Get ready with your pen and paper. So play from start. So introducing the love languages. These are just 30 questions, and you have to just write down the letter of your choice. Number one, I like to receive notes of affirmation from you. That's A. Or E, I like it when you hug me.
Mm.
A or E. Number two, just let me know if I'm doing it fast. Number two, B, I like to spend one-on-one time with you. Or D, I feel loved when you give me practical help. B or D. Number three, C, I like it when you give me gifts. Or B, I like taking long walks with you. C or B. Four, D. I feel loved when you do things to help me. Or E, I feel loved when you hug or touch me. 5, I feel loved when you hold me in your arms. Or I feel loved when I received a gift from you. E or C.
Somebody has
Number
some
6.
background noises. If they can mute themselves, please.
Is it coming from me?
I think it's
Is
your
it coming
kids,
from?
Joey.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can get away from here. Because they're watching upstairs, but I'm here. I don't know. Can you still hear it? Let me just.
Joey has 5 children that she homeschool. So it's probably
It's
the
their movie
kids.
time. Okay, just the kids upstairs. So anyway, number 6, I like to go places with you. B or E, I like to hold hands with you. 7, I feel loved when you acknowledge me. Or visible symbols of love or gifts are very important to me. A or C. 8. E. I like to sit close to you. Or A. I like it when you tell me that I'm attractive. 9. B. I like to spend time with you. Or C. I like to receive little gifts from you. 10. D. I know you love me when you help me. Or A. Your words of acceptance are important to me. 11. B. I like to be together. Can't hear you. Oh my gosh. I like to be together when we do things. Or A. I like the kind words you say to me. 12. E. I feel whole when we hug. Or D. What you do affects me more than what you say. 13. A. I value your praise and try to avoid your criticism. C. Several inexpensive gifts mean more to me than one large expensive gift. 14. E. I feel closer to you when you touch me. B. I feel close when we are talking or doing something together. 15. A. I like you to compliment my achievements. D. I know you love me when you do things for me that you don't enjoy doing. 16. E. I like for you to touch me when you walk by. B. I like when you listen to me sympathetically. 17. I really enjoy receiving gifts from you. That's C. Or D. I feel loved when you help me with my home projects. 18. A. I like when you compliment my appearance. B. I feel loved when you take the time to understand my feelings. 19. E. I feel secure when you are touching me. D. Your acts of service make me feel loved. 20. D. I appreciate the many things you do for me. C. I like receiving gifts that you make. 21. B. I really enjoy the feeling I get when you give me your undivided attention. D. I really enjoy the feeling I get when you do some act of service for me. 22. C. I feel loved when you celebrate my birthday with a gift. A. I feel loved when you celebrate my birthday with meaningful words, written or spoken. 23. D. I feel loved when you help me out with my chores. C. I know you're thinking of me when you give me a gift. 24. C. I appreciate it when you remember special days with a gift. B. I appreciate it when you listen patiently and don't interrupt me. 25. B. I enjoy extended trips with you. D. I like to know that you are concerned enough to help me with my daily task. 26. E. Kissing me unexpectedly makes me feel loved. C. Giving me a gift for no occasion makes me feel loved. 27. A. I like to be told that you appreciate me. B. I like for you to look at me when we're talking. 28. C. Your gifts are always special to me. E. I feel loved when you kiss me. 29. A. I feel loved when you tell me how much you appreciate me. D. I feel loved when you enthusiastically do a task I have requested. 30. E. I need to be hugged by you every day. A. I need your words of affirmation daily. All right, that's it. So what you need to do is just tally all the A's, B's, C's, and D's. Just add them up, and the highest number, that's your topmost love language, according to from highest to lowest. And pen and paper there. Pakihan. Tally. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. All right. So let's process together. Who got words of affirmation as the topmost?
Joey, we're not done yet. Some people
Oh,
are still not done. Can you wait a little more?
sure. Are there others who didn't get some of the questions? I can go back.
Did everyone finish the filling out, or do you need more time?
I'm good.
Who needs more time?
I'm good.
If you can
I'm good
share on
too.
the chat.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, Joey.
If you'd like to share on the chat box, feel free to do so. But let's first discuss words of affirmation. Okay, so for words of affirmation, if this is your topmost love language, you'd need compliments, affirmations, kind words, encouragement, appreciation, and a listening ear. Somebody's chatting. Okay, that's good. All right, this is for words of affirmation. If this is your topmost love language, what you don't need is the assumption that they know how loved they are, or the assumption that you know or people knew how loved you are, the assumption that they know how good they are, the assumption that they know you're proud of them, non constructive criticism, not appreciating or recognizing their efforts, emotionally harsh words. So later we will be discussing these things. I just needed you to take note of what you need and what you don't need if this is really what it is. That's for words of affirmation. Next is quality time. If this is your topmost love language,
Sis B, Joey,
then you need uninterrupted and focused conversations, one-on-one time, time together, even if it's just running errands. Yes, this is B. So this is A is words of affirmation. B is quality time. Okay, face-to-face conversation, your whole attention. That's what you need. What you don't need, long periods of being apart, distracted conversations, spending time with anyone but each other, long periods without one-on-one time. All right, C, physical touch. They need nonverbal body language to emphasize love, non-sexual touch that reinforces your presence, lots of simple hugs, hand holding, and gentle touches. What you don't need, long periods without intimacy, physical neglect, coldly giving affection, and any physical abuse. Let's see. Now, D, receiving gifts. You need thoughtfulness, making your spouse a priority, gifts on special occasions. What you don't need, forgetting special occasions, dutiful and enthusiastic gift giving, materialism, giving gift is not about the most expensive things. A flower picked from a rose bush can mean everything in the world to someone who receives love through gifts. And lastly, E, acts of service. They need assisting with chores, ongoing help with housework, helpful partners who are with them no matter what, someone who will go out of their way to elevate their workload. And what they don't need, lack of follow through, making work more important than your loved one, making someone else's to-dos more important than your loved one, and ignoring requests for help. Okay, so there you go. That ends our processing of these love languages. All right, so would like to share if you had taken this test from before, what has changed? And I'll go first. Let me just tell you because receiving gifts, I told you before I didn't want to do that, but now that's my top most, right? But receiving gifts is not really about being materialistic. Receiving gifts is actually being thought about. It's really more on that, being thought about and you doing something, and you receive something. So I think for me, it's now because I wanted to be validated for all the things that I have done for a lot of people in the past. Now, since I'm aging and I just wanted to like feel like that what I have given before had touched someone else's lives, or some kind of validation. That's why I love it when people have messaged me and saying, you know what, I love what you did, and you changed my life, or something like that. It's not really about the being materialistic or actually receiving a gift. It's actually just a form of validation for me. So probably because I'm already almost 50, so my priorities have changed, my perspective has changed. So it's now more about me trying to like get back what I have given in the past, being validated on what I have done, because I've done a lot, and it's probably because of the recent elections here in the Philippines, and the candidate that we voted for didn't win. It was a majority of the people voted for someone who was the son of the dictator in the past. So it's probably that, and we just felt, and it's really it's very strong feeling for all of us. We felt that our kids' future are now it's now, I don't know, it's affected somehow, and that's why we're trying to go back to Canada. That's why that's one of my plans to go back to Canada and bring my kids there because of what happened. So there you go. In your case, guys, if you had taken this test, what have changed? Please try to share or whatever you want to share. Thank you.
Joey, do you want everyone to kind of just take turn, each person kind of share their love language and why?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
please.
let's start with Ria. Ria, go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm in B, quality time. And it was, and it is, so nothing has changed. I know it, that quality time is really very important. And that is, yes, through conversations or doing things, not doing sinless things. So yes, it's really quality time. That's, I do the best thing with my time, even when we are together.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ria. Binta.
Um, I've never taken this test before, but these are also for me. You know, I like spending quality time together with my family and friends, and I like to do things that help other people. And I don't really need gifts to validate anybody's love. I just like when I do things and somebody is benefited from it, and they don't necessarily have to tell me, but if somebody benefits from what I do, it's all good. So I like all those things. I like helping people, and I like spending quality time with my friends and just loving people. That's all. I don't know. I have everything you said. A lot of the things you said, I resonated with. I have so many numbers, but that's
Well,
why I.
Binta, what's your topmost
Oh,
love language?
the topmost is the A's. I mean, yeah, the A's. I have
A is quality time.
yes,
Oh, no, that's
yes,
words of affirmation.
yes.
All right, guys, let me just tell you, okay, this is our love language, meaning this is ours. So there is such a confusion about love languages that, for example, my love language is receiving gifts, and my husband's love language is, let's say, words of affirmation. If my husband, since it's his love language is words of affirmation, so he wants to always hear, like from other people, to hear, affirmation, right? And he wants to give it too. But if my love language is not words of affirmation, even if he tells me he loves me, even if he tells me all these, beautiful things that people would love to hear, still wouldn't appreciate it much. Why? Because my love language is receiving gifts. So there's a confusion about these love languages. Remember, this is ours, but this is not ours to give. If the other person's love language is not the same as ours, then we have to give it to them as their love language. So if Ria's love language is quality time, then we spend time with her rather than just give her gifts because she won't appreciate it. If my love language is giving gifts or receiving gifts, I would love to also give gifts to her. She won't appreciate it that much because her love language is different. So that's
Yeah,
how it is. That's how we should process it. Because at first I thought, because it's what I like to do, that's what
yeah.
I love doing also. But then the other person is not receiving it as much because they have a different love language.
Mhm. Very interesting.
Okay, who's
Thank you.
Joey,
next?
often it's a combination, isn't it? Like it's a combination, not all the time that
Yes,
it would be nice, even if you like, let's say receiving gifts not your top priority, it's still nice to receive gifts once in a while
yes, yes,
as part of
yes,
the validation.
yes. It's just that it's the topmost. Like all of this can be our love languages, right? But then we do have like we feel more love when our topmost love language is filled. But all of these are our all love languages.
Okay, thank you for that. And thank
Thank,
you,
you.
Binta.
Thank you, Joey.
Gisela, you're next.
So ladies figured out I'm an absolutely B type, so quality time for me is the highest, because it does for me, it makes a much deeper connection to someone than all other. Because my experience in life is, if people help me with anything, not all people, but a few, this not means automatically love. There are a lot of people, they are helpers. They have a helper syndrome. So it's theirs. It doesn't mean automatically they love me or something like that. And so I'm really careful with such. Why helps me someone? So, and the next is the E, which is acts. Joey,
So service.
acts of service. Yes.
E? E is physical touch.
Oh, E is
Or
physical touch.
what is it again?
Okay.
I thought C is C physical touch.
Okay, wait guys. I'll give you this as your guide. Hold on.
Physical touch is E.
Yes.
Oh,
this
There.
physical
That's your
touch
guide,
is E.
guys.
Right.
Okay, so what is
Have
C?
you
C
seen
is
the
E
chat?
is receiving gifts.
okay. Maybe I got this. The first one is word of affirmation, and then the B is quality of time, correct?
Correct.
And then C is, did you say act of service?
Receiving gifts.
Oh,
Giving
C is
gifts.
receiving gift. I got this mixed up. What is
E
physical
is act
touch?
of service.
Physical
Physical touch
touch.
is E.
Yeah, I
E.
don't think we did acts of service.
We did.
What is
There's acts of service. Okay, guys, what's important is that during the question you wrote the letters, right? So when you add up the letters, this is what it is: A, B, C, D, and E. All right.
I know, but can
We
you
didn't
read
get mixed
again?
up.
A is word of affirmation. What is B
A
again?
is words of affirmation. B is quality time. C is receiving gifts. D is acts of service. And E is physical touch.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So if your love language is physical touch, it doesn't mean all the time that it's sexual. It can be as simple as just a hug or just a touch on the hand. You're just being physically close. Yes. So that's what it means. And even if you do this with your child or your friend, it's the same. So yeah. So who's next?
Thank you for that. Gisela, are you done? Or you want to say
No,
something else?
I'm not done.
Okay, go ahead.
So the second letter was an E, so it matches 2. And I have a question, Joey, if I may.
Sure.
Is this also for friendships, for normal friendships? Because
Yes. It could be
came
for
to my
friendship.
mind. It came to my mind. A female friend of mine. We know each other, I think, about 10 years, and special to her, I helped her much. So many time I spent it with her, helped her much. With moving, with all things from daily life and so on. And we laughed a lot together and so on. For me, a real good friendship. And last year we got our first struggle because she said she in her eyes she hasn't received enough gifts from me. So this came in my mind now. Could that be true?
Maybe her love language is receiving gift and she
Yeah.
didn't get it from you. So she she thought that she wasn't loved by you, or she,
Yes. So
that's
again,
interesting.
our love language is different from our friends or our family members. So yes, there was a confusion before that what our love language is should be what we give to others. But no, it's not the case. We have to know their love language so that we can respond properly. So even if like this is especially true for the husband and wives, right? If the other person keeps giving gifts, but the other person's love language is words of affirmation, she really won't get to appreciate the giving of the gifts, right? Or even the words of affirmation, or even the physical touch if they have a different love language. So it's the person's love language that we have to check, and then we respond to their love language, not ours. But for us, then it's good if we tell other people, hey, my love language is this. You don't have to give me the expensive gift, just be with me, or just stay with me, or just say these things to me, something like that. So it's best that we are very vocal about this, because that's how relationships grow. There's no misunderstanding, there's no mind reading kind of thing. And like I said, if you take this test and you have a different person in mind as you take the test, your answers will vary, will differ. I've done it. So if I change the person in my mind, and as I go through the questions, I would have a different kind of answer.
Mm-hmm.
You try it. Try it with your best friend, try it with your children if you want to, because you will have a different kind of answer to each question, because you're thinking of a different person and you know the person, right? So with this person, I would want something like that. So you try. I'll give you the link to the test. Who else?
Thank you, Gisela. Suzanne is next.
Okay. All right. So mine most definitely was excuse me, acts of service. And I think that came from the fact that people weren't showing up for me. And that's what I needed. They were touching me and saying, "You wonderful." They were touching me and just saying, "Yeah, I would have been there if I could." Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, and then I would receive gifts and it didn't show love. It was just felt like obligation. So my first one was definitely acts of service, going out of your way to be there for me, show me you love me. Going and doing things that you might not necessarily do shows me you love me. But then words of affirmation, providing that they are heartfelt and not just empty words, that would be my second one. And that was based on my mom, working with my mom and such. So I don't have a partner right now. It might be gifts if I were with them, or physical touch, but right now it's acts of service and words of affirmation.
Thank you, Suzanne. That's awesome. Amy, you're next.
So I've never taken this test before, and I was always curious about it. And I was a little mixed up with the letters. So at first I thought one thing, but then it switched. So, but it looks like, and I had a few questions that 5 or 6, I really had a hard time picking one of the letters. Like I wanted to say both. So I'm like, how do I figure that out? But it looks like the most that I had was B, which is quality time. So that definitely like is true. I definitely prefer, spending quality time with like my friends, family, significant other, more than like, you know, buying things or whatever. So so very interesting. Thank you, Joey.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Amy. And Jane, you're next. And with Jane, I'm curious if this how this tie in with the zodiac thing, since you're very much into the
By the way,
astrology.
Go ahead, Joey. You were going to
but
say that?
guys, when it comes to answering the questions, all personality tests, it has to just take a few seconds. You can't overthink it. The first thing that comes to mind, that's your answer. And then you go to the next question. All personality tests should be like that. With you guys, I tried to like be slower, but then if you're really taking the test, take it, and answer it right away, like 1 second, and then go to the next question because that's really your answer when you don't think anymore.
Okay,
All
go
right.
ahead, Jane.
Well, good morning, everyone. This has
Good
been
morning.
really terrific. It's so funny because just yesterday, my husband and I and another member of the family were talking about the love languages. So it's like, whoa, here we are. No, I've never taken this before, and I wasn't surprised by what got determined, but I was surprised that both A and D were identical, neck and neck, as far as the number of votes that I gave it. Acts of service and affirming words. And oddly enough, I didn't have any C's, not one. But here's the thing. I love to give gifts. Love it. Love to go out shopping and think about what the person might want and really get into, I would just love to surprise them. But it just doesn't mean what it used to mean for me. Anyhow, you can forget my birthday, but if you're a true friend or loyal or loving or caring, you're my person. I love you to pieces, right? So to me, I guess it's more actions of, yes, affirming words, but if the actions don't follow the affirming word, well, aren't they kind of hollow, right? Interesting what you said, Rainey, about the different sun signs. And I will say this to you, it really jumps out at me quite profoundly. The physical touch people tend to be your Taurus, Leos, Scorpios, Cancers, your earth signs and your water signs. Okay, yeah. The acts of service are like your Virgos, your Pisces, your Aquarians, and the gifts are your Taurus, your Leos, those signs that they're just effusive kinds of people. They really savor things of luxury, things of tactileness, seeing, where quality time is like your air signs for Geminis and Aquarians and a lot of your earth signs as well. And then the hearing of affirming words is really, I think, everybody, all the signs of the zodiac, just, I think that resonates with everyone. We all want to hear the best of words and nobody wants harsh words. So, but thanks for asking that.
What about Libra?
Oh, I'm sorry. And Libra, yes, Libra is an air sign. So Libra is all about Libra in Latin means written word. And so the hearing of the written word, the writing of the written word is king and queen, Libra is all about balance. And so being an air sign like Gemini, Aquarius, very cerebral. What am I hearing? What are the words? What words don't I want to hear? Very sensitive to that. So
Thank you,
did I
Jane. That
did
was
I miss
awesome.
did I miss anyone? Just shout out.
Thank you. Well, we have 9 more minutes, so
Oh,
we're gonna
geez.
go to the next person, but thank you so much. That was really
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah.
Omeka, you're next.
Yeah. Hey, so I was a little distracted. My mom is doing stuff in the background. 11 B's, and I saw myself getting what was it? I don't know, maybe frustrated. Like, why are you asking these same questions in a different way? So that was interesting. Just kind of looking at my mind and just write down the answers, and you'll go through it. And I probably have done this before, but and then after that was some 7 D's, acts of service. So acts of service and quality time. Although I definitely feel a desire for all of them. So interesting that quality time. Yeah, I do like to spend time with people. Now, I haven't been in a relationship in a really long time, so but it was allowing me to see what I want and maybe what I've had in the past and what I enjoy. So thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you, Omeka. And Val, you're next.
So interestingly also, I had 0 C's. But then I asked myself, because I love gifts for sure. I love receiving gifts. I like gifts that will have a purpose to it. That means if a person gives me little gifts here, there, little things, this doesn't cut it for me. It just clutter my house. I don't see clear. I don't need all those things. But if a person, do some act of service, like, I don't know, maybe being more performant at work, or and then we can take a wonderful vacation abroad. That is part of gifts, the kind of gifts that I so appreciative for. Like, this means the world to me, so it's interesting on how my results were, receiving it's 0, but I want to say also that I have mixed emotions, definitely, because I love gifts. And my first one was quality time. I think I became so sensitive to how I resonate around people. How do I resonate? How do my heart feels? How relaxed I am in the presence of another person, or am I on my defensive a bit? Things like that. And I realized that even in my work environment, I'm looking to have, what we call homeostasis, which is the balance within the body. Because the body is the vehicle, we can think all the good things, but still the body is here to be the instrument of all those thoughts, desire, and dreams that we have, right? So my major goal, is definitely to bring more and more my awareness on my health, on how I feel, how I resonate, and even around people in my relationship. And if they are true, I think it's actually invigorating to have relationship that when we speak the language that the other person wants, when we speak the love language that the other person wants to hear. And so that's what I caught definitely from this session, Joey. Thank you for bringing it to mind again.
Thank you, Val. I think that because I have the same thing, I have the quality time and the act of service as being the highest. I think, and gifts are very low, but it doesn't mean I don't want gifts. I think that it's just your preference. It's like the proof is in the pudding. Show me. What are you doing about it? It's not just saying it or just giving you gifts, because that's easy. Spending time, quality time, and all of that is to me, that's like more proof to me than the other way. But anyway, thank you, Val. And Kim, you're the last one here. Hello.
Hi, thank you, ladies. Sorry, I'm having an issue with my video on my phone, so that's why I'm not showing up physically.
Okay, it's
Um,
okay.
definitely, Jane, I'm a Gemini, and definitely quality time. So I have taken this test before, and I love it. It's quite interesting. I know in the past when I took it, my dominant love language was affirmations, but it still comes in as a second. So for me, what I found, I think, is that as I have gotten older, is that I really desire to have a more deeper connection with people. And in doing so, I need that quality time in order to do so, if that makes sense. So, but what's interesting for my husband, he is definitely an acts of service. Like he has to make me a good meal or detail my car. All those are gifts to him, but they definitely are acts of service. But what I found is that as we have gotten older, we've been married for almost 20 years, that um, he also too needs those words of affirmation. Like he needs that confirmation that he's doing good, so it's kind of interesting how we've kind of morphed, over the years into a little bit different. Whereas before it was just pure acts of service, but he liked the physical touch. But now I see that kind of changing, the dynamics changing. And I feel for me that having going deep with people and finding that meaningful relationship with others to get to know them is my best, as far as qualities of mine that I can actually encourage and give back to others, if that makes sense.
Yes. Thank you, Kim. That was great. And
Yeah,
I
and
think that, yes, like you said, as we get older, I think our priority could change, you know, very, very true. It's like my daughters, I have 3 daughters, and um, sometimes when I don't have time, I just buy them gifts, spend this, spend that for them. But really, as we get older, I know as a mom, I want to spend more time. It's just not the gifts, because I think that gifts doesn't require time. And to have their attention and the actual time, spending time together is more important to me as I get older. So yeah, this has been very interesting. Thank you so much, Joey, and all of you for sharing. We only have 2 more minutes here, but it's been really an eye opener for me, and I think I'll do the same to figure out what my fiance, what his love language is, so that we can reciprocate what each other's needs. So, Joey, do you want us? Oh, Gisela, I see your hands up. Go ahead.
Just let me, please. I have an urgent question. So, Joey, if I meet a new man, okay, so how can I figure out this? I mean, I can't give him the test, and please do the test, otherwise I don't meet you. So how can you figure out it? Have you please a few words? Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, what was the question? How?
It's like if you're trying to figure out the other person's love language, if she finds a new partner, well, how would she go about it, since you can't ask the partner to take the test?
Oh, well then you'd really have to spend time with the person. As you spend time with the person, you'd get to know each other, what they like, or you can just simply ask, what do you prefer? Do I something like that? I don't know. I'm not really a psychic. No, like no one would really know, even for friends, right? You wouldn't know if you don't spend time with your friends. But you know what? What's fascinating about this discussion of ours is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us here. The topmost love language is quality time. And quality time, guys, is this one-on-one time with each other, focused conversation, face to face, our whole attention just being here for this one whole hour. So, that's so fascinating to know, because then that's your topmost love language and it's being met when we meet every week and discussing these things, growing together. So that's it. We're actually doing this for ourselves. Like I said, journey to self growth is eternal. It's never ending. You get to know more of yourself as you go along, and when circumstances change, you try to figure out what to do next and what makes you better. Right.
Mm.
So thank you for
I
this
love,
opportunity that
thank
we're
you.
always meeting, growing together.
Yes. Thank you so much. Again, we are already past the hour, so I know some of you need to go. So so grateful for all of you being here. And next week, Suzanne will be presenting. She will be our host for next week regarding the topic I will announce. On the women's group. So thank you again, everyone, and have a great
Would you
week.
like
Have a great
to have a
weekend.
photo?
What is it?
Can we have a photo up? Like a photo? Just
Oh,
us?
A
I did.
photo?
I did that.
Smile. All right. Smile, guys. One,
Smile.
two, three. There you go.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Thank you.
We'll see you
God
next
bless
week.
You,
Take
lady.
care. All
you.
right. Have a
Okay.
great
Yeah.
day.
Bye-bye.
Send the link. I'll
Thanks,
send the link
everybody.
to the
Have a
group.
great day.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.